Hello students, today we shall be discussing here the IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds. You know there are a large number of organic compounds. So what happened there that means to remember the trivial or the common name is difficult for us, and that's why IUPAC body, whose full form is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, has framed some rules, and by applying that rule we can name the organic compounds. In IUPAC nomenclature system, there are three parts of the name of an organic compound. Number one, there will be a word root. Number two, there will be a prefix, and number three, there will be a suffix. Here, word root, it indicates that how many carbon atoms are present in a carbon chain. And for carbon chain 1, if their chains contain one carbon atom, then word root should be used here, meth. And for carbon chain 2, then the word root should be eth. Carbon 3, it will be pro. And C4, it would be but. If there is 5 carbon atom, then it will be pent, like that. And if there is a 6 carbon atom, then there will be hex. And for 7 carbon atom in a chain, the word root will be used here, the hep. And for 8 carbon, op, 9 carbon, non, and 10 carbon, dec. Now here see the prefix. Prefix, actually, if there is any substituents like the alkyl or the methyl, then that should be used as a prefix. Prefix means which will be placed before the word. Generally, some prefix are there, the alkyl group, as well as sometimes halogen group also can be act as a prefix, like that. So if there is alkyl group prefix, then if it is methyl, then we have to write methyl, ethyl, propyl, etc. Now, suffix are of two types. One is called the primary suffix, primary, and another is the secondary suffix. So primary suffix, what is this? Primary suffix indicates the nature of the carbon-carbon bond. If the carbon-carbon bond is single bond, then primary suffix will be used here, the AN. And for double bond, the suffix will be used here, the EN, in. And for triple bond, then there will be a YN, I. Now here you see that the secondary suffix, it indicates the functional group if present in a compound. And here mostly see the functional group, suppose the OH if there is the functional group, then you have to use here the suffix all. And for CHO, L. And for CO, that should be ONE. And for COCl, amyl chloride. Now see, for the NH2, then NH2, the suffix, secondary suffix will be used as the amine. And for COOH, oic acid, etc. So this you can read from the any books, whatever is given, that the secondary suffix what should be used. If there is the OH, then it should be all, CHOL, CO, NH2 amine, COOH, oic acid, etc. Now, sometimes see the functional group may also be used as a prefix. If the functional group used as a prefix, this will be the case when two or more different functional groups are present. One will be taken as the prior functional group and other will be taken as a substituents. Then the OH may also be used as a prefix. When it will be used as a prefix, then it will be named as the hydroxy, etc. Okay, now, so which functional group, when it will be used as a prefix, what would be its name? You can take it from the book. Now see, we will be discussing here, that means see the IUPAC system of nomenclature have the structure of the name of the organic compound will be like this: prefix, then there will be word root, then there will be a primary suffix, after that there will be a secondary suffix. That is the main frame of the means IUPAC name of an organic compound. Primary suffix plus secondary suffix. Now we'll be discussing here the general rules for nomenclature of hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon means maybe the straight chain or maybe the branch chain hydrocarbon. First, we will be starting from here the general rules for nomenclature of hydrocarbon. General rules for naming of hydrocarbon. First rule is that the longest chain rule. First, you have to select the longest carbon chain present in the organic compound. Then, what is the criteria? Criteria is that the chain must contain maximum, chain must be continuous and chain must contain the maximum number of carbon atoms. Suppose we have, let us take an example of the compound here, CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3 here. Now, or let it be like this, CH3. Here you see the different chains are possible. One chain is possible, this one, which contain how many carbon atoms? 1, 2, 3, 4. And another chain is possible here, that is also 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms. But if we consider this straight chain, how many carbon atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, this chain is continuous and 4, 5 and 5 carbon atoms are present. So this should be a parent chain or the longest carbon chain present in the compound. And here you have to remember, if two different chains of equal lengths are possible, then we have to look at which chain contain most number of branches. The chain which contain the most number of branches, that would be taken as a parent chain. Maybe say, suppose we can get this type of chain also, CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, and here also CH3 is there. So in this case you see the two chain is possible, one is the straight chain and another is this, also another chain. Both contain 4 carbon atom, same number of substituent. In this case, we will be taking any one of the as a parent chain. But if two different carbon chain, chains are possible and the chain contain different number of substituents, the chain which contain most number of substituents or branches, that would be taken as a parent chain. Okay, so after selecting the long parent chain, the next rule says that, here you have to number the carbon chain, and numbering should be done in such a way that the substituents, if any present in the parent chain, that should get the lowest possible number. Let us take an example here. CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH3. Okay, so here, if we start from these sides, 1, 2 and 3, 4, this is the selected parent chain, let us take that, this is the selected parent chain. Now, if we start from these sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, the substituents is getting what number here? 3. Now, if we start from these sides, then it's getting the lowest possible number 2. So, this numbering is correct and this is wrong numbering. So, during the numbering of parent chain, we have to remember these things, that the numbering should be start from an end where the substituents, if any present in the compound, should get the lowest possible number, or if any functional group also present in the compound, that should get the lowest possible number. Now we have to move to the next rule, that is called the lowest locant rule, lowest set of locant. Suppose in a parent chain, different positions of the substituents are present. Let us take that CH3, CH, CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH2, CH, CH3 and CH3 is there. So, how many carbon atoms are present? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbon atoms are present. And that means, let us take that this is a parent chain. And here you see how many substituents are there? 1, 2, 3 same substituents, although 1, 2, 3 sets of substituents are present, but at the different position. And here we have to follow the lowest set of locant rule. for the numbering. Let us start numbering from this side. Then what happen you see? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if you start from this side, the sets of locates are coming. See, and for the first see, the set of locates are what? 2, 4, and 5. And if we consider this from numbering from these sides, then what is the set of locates are coming? 2, 3, 4. And look at the first set of locates, 2 and 2 same. But if we go to the next set of locate, then 3 is actually lowest locate and 4 is not the lowest locate. So this set of numbering 2, 3, 4 is correct. That means we are following the lowest set of locate rule here, lowest set of locate rule here. So this numbering will be correct and this will be wrong. So that means see, while we will be numbering the carbon chain, we have to consider the lowest set of locate when there is a different positions of the substituents are possible. Now, next we have to go, after selecting the lowest, giving the number to the parent chain, then we have to follow that the presence of, if there is a presence of more than one substituent, then what will be there? If there is a presence of more than one same substituents, then to represent their number, numerical prefix like di, tri, tetra has to be used. Let us consider this one: CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, and then CH, CH3. Again, there is the CH3. That means, see, obviously, let us take that this is a parent chain because it contains the 5 carbon atoms and 5 carbon atoms and 2 branches. Although one chain is possible with the 5 carbon, that also have the same number of branches. So let us take that the straight one is the parent chain. So if we start numbering from this sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is coming. That means at 2 position and 3 position there is what? The methyl group. So their position will be represented like this 2, 3, and as there is the 2 same substituents are there, then numerical prefix like di will be used, dimethyl, to represent this number. 2 acid is in 2 in number, so it will be used as the dimethyl, trimethyl, etc. Understood? So once again I am telling that if there is more than one same substituents present in the compound, then their number should be represented as the di, tri, tetra, penta, hexa, etc. Now, what will happen if there is a different substituents? Then we have to follow the alphabetical order. If there is a different substituents present, then we have to follow the alphabetical order. Suppose there is a ethyl and there is a methyl. Now, see, in case of numbering which one will put the lowest set of locate, that will be followed only. Means, see, if we start from these sides, then ethyl is getting at the position 3. But if we start from these sides, at 2 positions we are getting the substituent. So this numbering has to be followed here. This numbering has to be followed. But while we will write the name, then at first the alphabetically which will come earlier, that will be placed here. Ethyl, as it is the alphabetically will be earlier than methyl. So we, along with this position, the ethyl will be represented as written as first, then the methyl. Now, if these two groups are present at the different place, means equivalent position, then in the numbering we have to follow the alphabetical order. That alphabetically which substituents will become earlier, that will be taken as the lowest set of locates. Suppose see, here ethyl is there. That means see, at 2 positions we are getting ethyl. And if we start from this side, at 2 positions we are getting methyl. But as the ethyl E is alphabetically earlier than methyl M, so we have to follow numbering of this series. Now, after this one, see, the numbering or the selecting after selecting the position of the substituents, then we have to write the name. Substituent will be represented as a prefix. Substituents will be represented as a prefix. And after that, we have to count that in the parent chain how many carbon atoms are present. That would be given as a word root. And then, as see, this is a hydrocarbon or saturated hydrocarbon, then we will be discussing here means saturated hydrocarbon means the primary suffix will be used as a ane. So let us take an example here. CH3, CH2, CH, CH3, CH3 is there. See, means we are discussing today general rules of hydrocarbon, means general rules of saturated IUPAC rules for naming of saturated hydrocarbon. And see, first of all, see, I am taking here, this is the parent chain. Numbering should be done from these sides so that we will get the methyl at the lowest position 2. Now, while writing the name, the along its position 2, then we have to give comma, 2 hyphen. The name will be written as name of the substituent is methyl, and prefix is given there. After that, what is there? Word root has to be given. Parent chain contain how many carbon atom? 4 carbon atom. 4 carbon atom means its name will be bute, and then ane suffix, primary suffix will be used here, the ane, because 4 carbon atoms are present in the parent chain, so its name will be 2-methyl butane. And obviously, see, there is no functional group, so there will be no secondary suffix now. Now, if we consider this one, CH3, CCH3, CH3, CH3, then see here 1, 2, 3. At 2 position there is the 2-methyl group. So to represent this one, its position will be separated by the comma. 2 and 2 means we have to repeat it, because to represent that at 2 position there is a 2 same methyl group. 2, 2. How many methyl is there? 2 methyl. So 2, 2 dimethyl, and parent chain contain how many carbon atom? 3. 3 means its word root will be used as pro, and then ane, propane. Like that, you have to write the name of the saturated hydrocarbon. The general rules we have discussed here, and in the second part, we will be discussing here the how to name the complex substituents. And obviously, then third part we will be discussing about the nomenclature of the compound containing the double bond and triple bond, and then it will come here the functional group. And after that, the aromatic hydrocarbon, how to name it, because this nomenclature actually there is means many rules are there. So part by part we have to discuss. I hope that this video will help you to learn about the IUPAC system of nomenclature of saturated hydrocarbon. That's all. Thank you.